Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky15, where I'll be giving you my Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse race in action. Just want to say a massive thank you to our wave of new subscribers who have subscribed to us during the last week or so with our Royal Ascot predictions. We have made some selections for Royal Ascot today, and unfortunately none of them came in for us. I'm not really going to go through on how they did. We only had QE in the end, who came in on our each way Lucky 63. We had a non-runner as well, learned by heart. But apart from that, it was quite disappointing, if I'm honest. But it was quite hard. Royal Ascot, quite a lot of big run races. So you got like 30 horses in like over 6 furlongs. So it's always going to be really tricky to work out what horses might run well, especially when a lot of them have of similar form claims and things like that. So all in all, we had 3 profitable days out of the 5 at Royal Ascot, and we were up quite a nice little bit. Probably yesterday and Tuesday were our best days, so you can check those vlogs out if you liked my tips there. But I'm just going to be going back to what we normally do here on the channel, which is making daily horse racing predictions in the format of a Lucky 15 bet. Sunday tomorrow, which tends to be probably one of the poorest days out there for horse racing in the week, but there's a few good races on tomorrow, and we've managed to come up with a Lucky 15 tomorrow. Going down the each way route again tomorrow with our Lucky 15. A few good horses that I think I've selected here, and I'm just going to go through them now with you. Our first selection tomorrow will run at Worcester in 310 with a horse called the Marquis of Carabas, which is the last time out winner at Voslas on Thursday, which ran a very good race where it won by 13 lengths and looked like it could progress a lot more. It's trained by David Dennis, who's quite a good an up-and-coming trainer, and Noel Feely takes the ride for this one. I really like Noel. I think he's actually in quite good profit if you backed him blind from a £1 stake for the season. He's not getting riding lots, but when he does ride, he is picking up the winners, certainly, and he's been riding very well recently. To be fair, 2017, you could argue he's got to be one, probably behind Richard Johnson, the best jockey going, really. He had a few big wins at Cheltenham, and he's continued to deliver. This horse, though, has definitely got some room for more improvement after that good victory. He does meet a few good horses in this race. He meets a stable mate in Deauville Dancer, which Noel actually ridden on a previous winner. That's going for a hat-trick tomorrow, but this is slightly better calibre of opposition. There's also a Peter Bowen horse. I think it's called Forever Friends or something like that, that's also got some strong claims. There's also 1 or 2 other horses that you maybe should pay attention to as well if you're having a bet on this race. But I thought this horse had the best chance of winning the race tomorrow with its current form, and also as well, I think it's still on a good workable mark, and the handicapper won't be too cruel to it just yet, I think. So yeah, I definitely think at 3-1 at the moment with bookmakers, that's definitely a good chance of a win. Then if you had to push me on what my nap would be tomorrow, I would say that probably could be my nap for tomorrow. Our second selection goes to Worcester again in the 340, and the horse that we've gone for here is a horse called Wishful Dreaming, which is from the Philip Hobbs yard and will be ridden tomorrow by champion jockey Dickie Johnson. Now this horse arrives here pretty fresh, really. It's run not a particularly great race last time in the fact that it fell at Newton Abbot in a Class 2 handicap where it was running against some good quality horses. That was slightly disappointing there because it was running reasonably well, and who knows, it could have challenged when it came to the business end of the race. It had been back throughout the day as well on that particular race throughout that day, so there's definitely something about it. It's 5-1 bookmakers at the moment. I thought that was a good, respectable price, especially maybe coming from the each way angle, looking at a horse to play. So I definitely think it could run a good race tomorrow. Also, Richard Johnson tends to ride very well at Worcester. I remember when I was there last at Worcester for their last race meeting, where we did some live broadcasting on our Twitter channel there. You might have seen some of our predictions that day. We didn't have a bad winner there. We had 2 winners on the day and not a bad each way there. But I was watching Richard Johnson ride, and he had I think he had a treble possibly on the day, and all his other horses didn't finish outside the top 3. So I think he really likes the course at Worcester, and I can see this being another potential winner for him tomorrow. The horse is off a workable mark of a 127, and if it's running in Class 2 handicaps, which are definitely a better quality calibre of race. I definitely think this horse can run a good race tomorrow, and at 5-1 I thought that was some good value there in the race for this horse. We then go up north to Hexham for their jumps meeting in the 420, and the horse that we've gone for here is called Not One But Two. Trained by Kenny Johnson, and Callum Bewley takes a ride. We'll be able to use his £3 claim here. It's the last time out winner at Hexham as well, so it's got liking for this track. A proven course winner. Hexham's one of those tracks that horses, it's not always their cup of tea, and you can get sometimes quite a lot of course specialists at Hexham, and this one is definitely one to consider for tomorrow. 7-1 with bookmakers at the moment. Has got a bit of temperament, this horse. I think a couple of runs ago it refused to run, so it could possibly do that tomorrow. I always find that a bit funny actually when a horse doesn't want to go and you really see their personality for who they are. But this horse is still on a workable mark of 80. It won off, I think it was 74 that day, and that's not a great rise by the handicapper. He's still going to carry a good weight on him tomorrow compared to some of his rivals, and I definitely thought this horse at 7-1 could be in the frame tomorrow. So that's going to be our third selection there tomorrow. Our last selection tomorrow sees us go to the only flat meeting in England tomorrow, and that's at Pontefract, and we go to the last race there at 5 o'clock, and the horse that we've gone for here is called Suitecase and Taxi. Now this is trained by Tim Easterby, and David Allen takes the ride here. They were a winning combination today in one of the big races at Royal Ascot, so the yard are in good form. Tim Easterby, especially in the last week or so, has been in some good form, sending out some runners, and they've come back and run some good races, and he's had a few winners amongst those. So I think the stable's in good yard. Oh, I say the stable's in good form, I mean. But this horse is a previous course and distance winner where it won at March with a front running performance. It's drawn in still 1 tomorrow, and I definitely think this horse has the potential to run a good race. Even though it's not run too well in the last couple of starts, you could look at the form and say, oh, it came 6th. But it wasn't beaten too far, and it ran its race, to be fair. And also, like the ground tomorrow as well, it's good to firm. Same when it won last time out at Pontefract, when it won there last. So that's encouraging as well. And at 6-1, I definitely thought that was another good bit of value in the race tomorrow to at least make the frame in the race, with all the good connections that are going for it at the moment. So that's our selections for tomorrow's horse race in action. Let us know in the comments box below if you had a good day at Royal Ascot today. Also let us know if you've got any tips for tomorrow's horse race in action. If you fancy anything tomorrow, let us know in the comments box below. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Lucky15. Please subscribe, because I'm trying to get as many subscribers as I can, so we can maybe do some better vlogging, and we might be able to also get more broadcasting at the racetracks and things like that. So the more you subscribe, the more I have claims to go out there and make some contacts, and hopefully we can improve our channel here by getting some better content of videos. But anyway, you've been watching Lucky15. Gamble responsibly, like the video, and we'll see you soon.